There is something weird is happening with gold prices. Gold prices have already collapsed by about 25%, and a lot of people are wondering what exactly has happened to gold prices. Over the last couple of years, gold prices have been rising so fast, up to $5,500. And now the prices have collapsed to about $4,000. And the biggest question right now is that if gold prices will continue rising, I should sell my gold. But if this is temporary and gold prices will start rising again, then it's the best time to jump in and buy gold. When you understand the reason what led gold prices to rise, then you understand why gold prices are crushing right now, and then you understand what is going to happen next to gold prices. Gold is not a typical investment like an investment in the stock market when you're buying a stock and the stock rises because the company is making a lot of money. The primary reason or the primary utility of gold that it's competing against the US dollar as the global reserve currency. Gold is by far the best tool historically that we have known that is going to hold the value of your wealth. So if you have made a lot of money and you don't know what to do with that money because you don't want your money to lose to inflation, you're going to buy a lot of gold. And historically, gold is going to preserve the value of your wealth. So it doesn't matter what's happening in the world, especially if there is any kind of a war, you're going to take that money and keep it in gold. After the war, you have successfully protected your wealth. Now, on the other side, we have the US dollar that does the exact same thing. But unlike gold, the US dollar creates value as well if the yields are higher than inflation. A lot of people don't understand. Why would the world keep using the US dollar as the global reserve currency when there is inflation and dollar consistently loses its value? If you compare that to gold, then gold holds its value. And that's why over time the price of gold has been rising. But if inflation is 2% and the yields on the US Treasury is, let's say, 4%, suddenly you're making 2% extra returns. Yes, that millions of dollars that you're holding are losing 2% of their value, but on the other side, you're making 4%. So this equation makes sense. Why would you hold so much gold when gold is not giving you any returns or whatsoever, but the US dollar are generating you 2% in yields? Then you can use that money and pay yourself, you can use that money and get yourself a yacht. But the moment this equation is going to reverse, that's the moment when buying US dollars will no longer make sense. And that's exactly what happened over the last couple of years when inflation started rising much higher than the yields. So if you're holding, let's say, $100 and inflation is about 9%, but the US Treasuries are paying you, let's say, 5%, then anyways, even though that you're still making 5% from the US Treasuries, you're losing 9% to inflation, which means that you're losing 4% of your real wealth. And that's why even though that the US government might be paying you 5% in yields, it makes no sense to hold so much treasuries. And the market understands that this high inflation primarily was for one reason, when the Federal Reserve started printing trillions of dollars and throwing it into the economy. So this was by far the first reason why gold prices have risen so much. The second problem was that there was a war between the chairman of the Fed and the president of the United States. It's the president of the United States that appoints the chair of the Fed. But in the view of the market, the Federal Reserve is independent. Not independent as it's governed by private institutions, but rather it is independent that the job of the Fed is to ensure that inflation is below the yields. And it must make sure that inflation is about 2% because that is the sustainable inflation for the economy. However, when the president of the United States is forcing the chairman of the Fed to artificially lower down interest rates when inflation is still high, the government instantly gets worried and they start thinking, well, the equation is no longer going to make sense in the future because now the president is going to force the chairman of the Fed to artificially lower down interest rates, which means that our dollars will start earning a lot less money than the inflation, which is why we are going to sell our US Treasuries and we'll start buying gold, which is another major reason why gold prices have been rising so drastically fast. The third reason is that the debt was growing much faster than the GDP. So the US debt is the amount of money that the US government is borrowing. On the other side, there is the size of the economy. Now, the debt is not a problem as long as your economy is growing. So if you're borrowing money, throwing it into the economy is growing so fast, it doesn't matter whether that debt is $20 trillion, $40 trillion, or $100 trillion. But when your debt is rising so significantly faster than your economy, then investors are going to do a very simple math, that if you're not able to pay your debts, then we're not going to receive the yields on the treasuries we're holding, which means that there is no reason to hold these US treasuries, which is why instead we're going to sell our US treasuries and we're going to buy a lot of gold, which is why gold prices will continue rising. Now, the fourth reason is, of course, tariffs, because tariffs slow down the economy. What Donald Trump did last year, which we called the trade war against the rest of the world, which he called it Liberation Day, is literally the highest tariffs the United States has ever imposed since 1930s. Now, last time the United States did something like that, it took the entire global economy into a crisis that today we call as the Great Depression. So when Donald Trump announced 50% tariff, 70% tariff, 40% tariff on the rest of the world, that sent a very clear message to investors that Donald Trump is about to push the global economy into another Great Depression. Another Great Depression means a slowdown in the GDP. But here's one thing they don't tell you. If your economy stops growing, your debt does not stop growing. It still keeps rising because the interest on your debt is fixed. Just because you lost your job, you're not going to get a call from your bank that says that, listen, John, since you lost your job this month, you don't have to make your credit card payments. It does not work like that. That's why any kind of a trade tension between the United States and the rest of the world is instantly going to lead to much higher gold prices. And finally, the Iran war would have accelerated the national debt. When the United States started the war against Iran, of course, it created a chaos and a lot of people instantly started buying the US dollar, which strengthened the US dollar. But then the world realized that if the United States is going to send ground troops into Iran, that means trillions of dollars. Now think about that. We spent $3 trillion on Iraq, trillions of dollars on Afghanistan, and now this country is like 5 times larger than Iraq. So it's guaranteed that the US government has to borrow like $10 trillion. Here's the question. Is there enough demand for the US debt in the short run to buy so much debt? Well, of course not. And that's why gold prices again started rising. But here's the question. What exactly is happening right now in the market? First of all, the Supreme Court has canceled Trump's tariffs. The Supreme Court basically said that Trump, this is unconstitutional, and sent a message to the rest of the world that even if you're the most powerful person, the president of the United States, you cannot possibly just start introducing tariffs to the rest of the world. So by canceling Trump's tariffs, it sent a message to the rest of the world that the president of the United States is not in a capacity to cause a Great Depression, even if he wanted that. He cannot simply introduce tariffs just because he does not like some countries out there. So gold prices started falling down. Secondly, no war with Iran, which means that there won't be so much debt. Yesterday, the US is demanding full surrender from the regime. Today, Donald Trump is claiming that now we are best friends with Iran. The United States is now going to invest $300 billion into Iran. The US has already lifted sanctions out of Iran. Now Iran will be freely selling its oil to the global market. So $10 trillion that's supposed to be borrowed to start a war in Iran is not happening. Now, thirdly, the Department of Justice drops investigation against the Fed's chair. So Donald Trump started investigation against the head of the Federal Reserve, Jeremy Powell. But at the start of this year, the Supreme Court completely dismissed that investigation, which means that there is no more war between the Federal Reserve and the President of the United States. Again, that's a very good positive signal to investors that you can trust the United States because no matter what the President of the United States is going to do, the Supreme Court is going to ensure that everybody is following the law in the US. Fourthly, Kevin Warsh did not lower down interest rates. In fact, he signaled that he is going to raise the interest rates if inflation is not going to come down. Now, everybody thought that because there is a war between Jay Powell and the President of the United States, the President is going to pick somebody that is going to be loyal to Trump, and that person is Kevin Warsh. Now, Kevin Warsh is now the new head of the chair, and he lately had a press conference. And everybody was expecting that if he's a yes man, then he's going to lower down interest rate. But since the war in Iran has started, inflation has risen from 2.4% up to 4.2%. And Kevin Warsh, instead of following what Donald Trump would want him to do, which is lowering down interest rate, Kevin Warsh basically kept interest rates the way they are, which means that the US Treasuries will be paying a higher yield than inflation, and Kevin Warsh will do everything possible to bring down inflation. He also said that if inflation will continue rising, there is a probability that he's going to raise the interest rates by the end of this year. So when you're raising interest rates and doing everything to bring down inflation, the US Treasuries will be paying much higher yields than inflation, which means that if you're an investor and if you're a central bank across the globe, it's far better for you to hold the US Treasuries instead of buying so much gold. And finally, the AI will grow the economy faster than debt. So there is a promise that AI is going to be the biggest revolution in history. It is going to significantly boost our productivity. If AI is going to grow the economy much higher and it's going to grow much faster than debt, then that's more confidence to investors to stay with the US dollar instead of buying gold. At the same time, because there is so much AI revolution, investors, instead of buying gold, they would rather invest in AI companies because AI companies are going to dominate the future. So all these reasons lately has pushed gold prices to completely collapse from $5,500 to as low as $4,000. But here's the reality that I want you to pay attention to. Nothing can save the US debt crisis. The US debt crisis over the last 20 years has catastrophically grown to 125% of the GDP. And this number is going to continue rising, and there is absolutely nothing that can help the US government. The United States is stretched too thin. It's trying to enforce the US world order when the rest of the world got significantly much more wealthier. And that's why the US wants to increase Pentagon's budget from $1 trillion to $1.5 trillion. The United States is refinancing the debt with short-term debts because it cannot possibly afford to refinance it with much longer debts. And now with the current crisis, if Kevin Warsh will actually increase the interest rates by the end of the year, interest payments could easily rise to $1.2 or $1.3 trillion by next year. In the short run, of course, it is going to crush gold prices, but in the long run, as the debt keeps compounding, it is going to become unsustainable. The US government is not going to survive high interest rates in the long run because of the amount of debt that the US government has generated. So sooner or later, the Federal Reserve will have to lower down interest rates to bring interest payments to sustainable level. But for now, as Donald Trump is the president, his actions is not allowing the Fed to lower down interest rates. That's what the Jeremy Powell has done. He tried to bring down inflation so that he can lower down the interest rates. But think about what Trump did. He becomes the president, he starts a trade war. Now, when you're actually imposing tariffs, it doesn't matter what you think of Donald Trump. Tariffs are going to lead to much higher prices. Higher prices means high inflation. High inflation means that you have to keep the interest rates are much higher. And then just when inflation was getting down to 2% by the beginning of this year, Donald Trump starts another war against Iran. Now, a war against Iran is going to lead to high oil prices. High oil prices leads to higher inflation, which again means that the Federal Reserve cannot possibly lower down interest rates. But by the end of this year, there are going to be midterm elections, and Republicans most likely are going to lose, which means that there is going to be some kind of balance of power, which means that Donald Trump no longer will be able to start his adventures. And if there is going to be stability in the economy, inflation is certainly going to come down, which will allow the Federal Reserve to bring down the interest rates, which means that gold prices are going to rise. And of course, there is a debt ceiling approaching next year, and the government has to propose or increase the debt ceiling by $5 to $10 trillion. That is most likely also going to happen next year, which is another reason to believe that gold prices will rise. Yes, in the short run, gold prices are collapsing, but if you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, gold prices most likely are going to rise either by the end of this year or next year. If you haven't started investing yet and you want a step-by-step strategy, if you want to talk to somebody that can help you to start investing, build an investing strategy that perfectly fits you, and you want to know what are the best stocks to buy right now in the stock market, you can jump on the 101 strategy session with my team that will help you to build a personalized investing strategy. And the first 50 people who are going to use the link in the description of this video will be able to jump on that call completely for free. The link is in the description of this video.